6 signs. Someone is lying to you. Have you ever had that sinking feeling in your gut? The one that whispers, something isn't right? Maybe it was a friend who swore they'd never talk behind your back, but they did. Maybe it was a partner who said, trust me, but their words felt empty. Or maybe, just maybe, you've been lied to so well, you never even saw it coming. Here's the hard truth. We all get lied to, every day. By strangers, by coworkers, even by the people we love. And the worst part? Most of us never see it until it's too late. But not anymore. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you something powerful. The ability to spot deception before it can hurt you. These aren't just tips or psychology tricks. These are the signs I wish I had known before I trusted the wrong people. Before I learned that the most dangerous lies are the ones we want to believe. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to see the truth hiding in plain sight. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Why People Lie, Setting the Foundation. Let's start with a simple question. Why do people lie? Some people lie to protect themselves, others lie to protect you, and some lie because it's just who they are. But here's what most people don't realize. Lying is natural. Studies show that the average person lies multiple times a day. And not just little white lies like, I'm on my way when you're still in bed. No, I'm talking about the lies that change relationships, break trust, and leave scars. But before you go around questioning everyone in your life, remember this. Not all lies are meant to hurt you. Sometimes people lie because they're scared. Sometimes they lie because they don't want to disappoint you. And sometimes they lie because telling the truth would mean losing you. But that doesn't mean you should be blind to it. Because the more you understand why people lie, the easier it becomes to spot the signs. And that brings us to the 6 biggest giveaways that someone isn't telling you the truth. Chapter 2. The 6 signs of a lie, the core of the video. Now, let me be clear. No single sign means someone is lying. If someone looks away for a second, that doesn't mean they're deceiving you. But when multiple signs start stacking up, that's when you need to pay attention. Let's break it down. Sign number 1, the too much information syndrome. Have you ever asked someone a simple question, and instead of a simple answer, they gave you a whole novel? That's because liars overcompensate. They think the more details they give, the more believable they sound. Example, you ask, hey, were you at home last night? A truthful person might just say, yeah, I was. But a liar, they'll say something like, oh yeah, I was at home all night. I was watching Netflix, eating chips, my dog was with me, I had this blue blanket on, oh, and my phone battery was at 43%. You can check my texts if you want. See the difference? A truthful person doesn't feel the need to prove anything. A liar does. Here's a personal lesson I learned the hard way. The biggest lie I ever believed came wrapped in extra details. And I fell for it, because I thought more information meant more truth. It doesn't. Sign number 2, the delayed reaction. Ask a liar a simple question and watch what happens. If they pause before answering, their brain is stalling. See? The truth is easy to recall. But a lie? A lie has to be built. And that takes time. Example, you ask, hey, did you break that vase? An honest person answers instantly, no, I didn't. A liar? They pause. Their brain is searching for a story. Then they say, no, of course not. Why would I do that? That little pause? That's the giveaway. Pro tip. If you ever suspect someone is lying, hit them with an unexpected question. They won't be ready for it, and when they hesitate, you'll have your answer. Sign number 3, the change in eye contact. We've all heard the myth, liars can't look you in the eye. But let me tell you something. Some of the best liars never blink. That's right. A nervous liar might avoid eye contact, but a skilled liar, they do the opposite. They lock eyes with you almost too intensely because they're trying to convince you they're telling the truth. Example, you confront someone about something, and instead of looking naturally at you, they stare. Not in a relaxed way, but in a, look at me, I'm telling the truth, I swear, kind of way. Here's my personal rule. Honest people look at you naturally. Liars either look away too much or way too little. If their eye contact feels off, trust your gut. It probably is. Sign number 4. The unnatural body language. Your mouth can lie. Your body can't. When people lie, their body betrays them in small, subconscious ways. Look out for fidgeting too much, covering their mouth while talking, scratching their neck or touching their face. Example, you ask someone a direct question, and instead of answering confidently, they touch their face, shift their posture, or rub their hands together. That's because their brain is under stress. And when we're under stress, our body looks for ways to relieve it. Watch their words, but more importantly, watch what their body is doing while they speak. Sign number 5. The emotional mismatch. Ever heard someone say, "I'm fine," while looking anything but fine? That's an emotional mismatch. When someone's words and emotions don't line up. Example, you ask a friend if they're upset, and they force a smile and say, "No, I'm totally okay." But their eyes, their voice, their energy, it tells a different story. Here's the rule. If someone's words say one thing but their emotions say another, trust the emotion, because the truth always leaks out, even when they don't want it to. Sign number 6. The instant defensiveness. Ask an honest person a question, and they'll answer. Ask a liar, and they'll get angry. Example, you casually ask, "Hey, did you see my wallet?" An honest person says, "No, I haven't." "Want me to help you look?" A liar? They explode. "Why would you even ask me that? Do you think I'm a thief? I can't believe you don't trust me." See what happened? A simple question turned into a full-blown emotional reaction. Why? Because liars get defensive. The more dramatic their response, the guiltier they probably are. Closing this section, trust the signs, not the words. Now listen, no single sign means someone is lying. But when multiple signs start adding up, that's when you need to pay attention. And here's the real kicker. Most liars don't even realize they're giving themselves away. But now you do. Chapter 3. The psychology of why we ignore the signs. So now you know the 6 biggest signs of a lie. But here's the real question. If the signs are so obvious, why do we still fall for lies? Why do we ignore the red flags? Why do we keep trusting the wrong people? Why do we let liars get away with it, sometimes for years? The answer is simple. We don't want to believe the truth. The confirmation bias trap. We see what we want to see. Ever had a gut feeling that someone was lying, but you ignored it? That's because your brain was working against you. It's called confirmation bias, a psychological trap where we only look for evidence that supports what we want to believe. Example, you suspect your partner is cheating. But instead of paying attention to the red flags, you focus on one good moment, the time they surprised you with a sweet text. You convince yourself they wouldn't do that if they were lying, right? And just like that, you ignore all the signs staring you in the face. Our brains hate uncomfortable truths. We don't want to believe our friend is lying. We don't want to believe our partner is cheating. We don't want to believe someone we trust is deceiving us. So we filter out the truth, and we keep believing the lie. But here's the hard lesson. The truth doesn't disappear just because you ignore it. The emotional cost of lies. Why the truth hurts more than the lie. Here's something they don't tell you about catching a liar. The hardest part isn't spotting the lie. It's accepting it. Because when you finally see the truth, you have to make a choice. Do you confront them? Do you walk away? Do you forgive them and move on? And sometimes, we're just not ready for that. It's easier to pretend we don't see the lie than to deal with what it means. But let me tell you something from experience. The longer you ignore a lie, the more damage it does. How to train yourself to see the truth. So how do you stop falling for deception? How do you rewire your brain to see the signs before it's too late? 1. Stop making excuses for people. If someone's words and actions don't match, believe the actions. 2. Pay attention to patterns, not moments. One lie might be a mistake, but a person who constantly bends the truth? That's a pattern. 3. Trust your gut, every single time. Your subconscious picks up on things before your brain does. If something feels off, it probably is. And most importantly, 4. Don't be afraid of the truth, because the truth will always come out. The only question is whether you'll see it before it's too late. Chapter 4. How to protect yourself from being deceived. Now that you know the signs, let's talk about what to do when you spot them. Because here's the thing. Knowing someone is lying is only half the battle. The real challenge: protecting yourself from the damage their lies can cause. Step 1. Listen. More than you talk. Liars expose themselves the more they speak. They get caught up in their own stories. They contradict themselves without realizing it. They start adding unnecessary details because they feel the need to convince you. So instead of doing all the talking, just listen. Let them ramble. Let them slip up. Let them dig their own hole. You'd be surprised how quickly a lie falls apart when you say nothing at all. Step 2. Ask unexpected questions. Most liars rehearse their lies. They plan what they're going to say. But here's how you throw them off. Ask something they weren't expecting. Example. If someone claims they were at a restaurant last night, don't ask, "Were you at the restaurant?" They're ready for that. Instead, ask, "What song was playing in the background?" If they hesitate or scramble for an answer, you've caught them. Liars are ready for direct questions. They're not ready for the details. Step 3. Watch their first reaction, not their words. The moment someone is confronted with the truth, their first reaction is everything. A truthful person will be calm, confused, but not defensive. Open to discussing it. A liar will be overly defensive, aggressive, trying to flip the blame back on you. The second you confront someone, watch their body, not their words. Their reaction will tell you everything you need to know. Step 4. Don't give liars multiple chances. Here's the biggest mistake people make. They catch someone in a lie, and they let it slide. They tell themselves, maybe it was just a one-time thing. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe they had a good reason. But let me tell you something hard but true. If someone gets away with lying to you once, they will do it again. Liars don't stop lying because they feel guilty. They stop lying when they know you won't fall for it anymore. So the moment you catch someone being dishonest, don't ignore it. Because if you do, you're not just letting them lie, you're teaching them that they can. Closing. This section. The power of seeing the truth. Most people go their whole lives being fooled by lies. They trust the wrong people. They ignore the signs. They make excuses for deception. But you? Now you see the truth. You know the signs. You know why we fall for them. And most importantly, you know how to protect yourself. But here's the real question. Now that you know how to see a lie, what are you going to do about it? Final thought. The truth always comes out. Lies are like cracks in a foundation. At first, they're small, almost invisible. But over time, they grow, until one day, the whole thing collapses. You don't have to wait for that moment. You don't have to wait until you're betrayed, hurt, or broken, because now, you have the power to see it before it happens. And that, my friend, is the difference between being fooled and being free. Call to action. Engage your audience. Comment below. Have you ever caught someone in a lie? What gave it away? Let's talk about it. If this video helped you, hit the like button, because the more people who see this, the fewer people will get deceived. Subscribe for more psychology, self-protection, and truth-telling content. Because the truth, it's always worth knowing, and that's it. This is a strong, engaging, and emotional way to wrap up the video. This ending leaves your audience feeling empowered, makes them reflect on their own experiences, and encourages engagement. Would you like any final tweaks, or does this feel perfect for your YouTube script? Chapter 5. The hardest lesson. Sometimes the truth hurts. So now you know how to spot a lie. You know the signs. You know the psychology behind deception. You even know how to protect yourself from being fooled. But here's the part nobody talks about. Catching a liar doesn't always feel good. In fact, sometimes the truth hurts more than the lie ever could. The moment you realize someone you love has lied. Have you ever caught someone in a lie and just stood there, frozen, because deep down, you already knew? Maybe it was a partner you trusted with your whole heart, but they weren't being faithful. Maybe it was a friend who swore they'd always have your back, but they betrayed you the moment it was convenient. Or maybe it was a family member, someone you thought would never hurt you, but they did, and they covered it up with a smile. There's something soul-crushing about realizing that someone you care about looked you in the eyes and chose to deceive you anyway. Because it's not just about the lie itself. It's about what the lie means. It means they didn't respect you enough to be honest. It means they thought you weren't smart enough to catch them. And worst of all, it means that the person you trusted was never who you thought they were. That's the part that stings the most, not the lie. Not even the betrayal, but the realization that you were wrong about them. And that can break your heart. Why we struggle to walk away from liars. If we know someone is lying to us, why don't we just cut them off? Why do we stay in toxic relationships, one-sided friendships, and manipulative situations? Because walking away means accepting the truth, and the truth is painful. Walking away means admitting that the person we loved was never who we thought they were. Walking away means grieving not just the relationship, but the idea of who they were in our heads. And that's one of the hardest things a human being can do. So instead, we make excuses. They didn't mean to lie. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. It was just one mistake. Everyone deserves a second chance, right? And before we know it, we're stuck in a cycle, ignoring the signs, forgetting the pain, convincing ourselves that maybe this time things will be different. But deep down, we know the truth. A person who lies once will likely lie again. The real question is, are you willing to live with that? How to heal. After being lied. To catching a lie isn't just about calling someone out. It's about protecting yourself. And sometimes that means letting go. But letting go doesn't mean you lost. It doesn't mean you were weak. It means you finally chose yourself over someone who didn't respect you. And that is strength. So how do you move forward? 1. Stop looking for closure. The truth is the closure. You don't need an apology. You don't need them to admit what they did. You already know what happened, and that's all you need to walk away. 2. Accept that you may never understand why they lied. Some people lie because they're scared. Some lie because they enjoy manipulation. And some don't even know why they do it. But their reason doesn't matter. The damage is already done. 3. Don't let their deception make you bitter. Just because someone lied to you doesn't mean everyone will. Keep your heart open, but keep your eyes open too. Learn the lesson, but don't let it change the good in you. And most importantly, 4. Forgive, but don't forget. Forgiveness doesn't mean letting them back in. It means letting go of the anger so it doesn't consume you. You don't forgive for them. You forgive for you. Because the moment you stop holding on to their lie, that's the moment they stop having power over you. Final words. The truth will set you free. Lies are like chains. They keep you trapped in false realities, toxic relationships, and wasted time. But the moment you see the truth, you're free. Free from manipulation. Free from false hope. Free from the weight of wondering, what if I'm wrong? Because now, you're not wrong. Now. You see the signs. Now, you know the truth. And that is the most powerful thing in the world. Call to action. Engage your audience. Drop a comment. Have you ever ignored the signs of a lie, only to regret it later? Share your story below. Hit that like button if this helped you, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more eye-opening content, because the more you know, the less likely you are to be deceived. And remember, the truth always comes out. The only question is, will you see it in time?